Okay, some of you wanted to see a video of my garden and how much I've got on my little mobile home property. So I thought I'd give you a tour. I started one in June 1st, but apparently I didn't hit record, so I have to do it again. There's my lemongrass. I have a vacant spot that I'm going to put more lemongrass. Hibiscus for tea. There's a little baby Meyer lemon. There's my Miss Jessie Daylily. Come over here, I've got a hybrid, or not hybrid, a dwarf nectarine tree, yellow nectarines. It has 16 of them on it right now. I've eaten 2 already. You come over here, just got flowers, my garden cat, chrysanthemums, and then I have a type of winter squash that's gonna grow up here on this vine and cover part of this trellis. I have yard-long green beans here, and I have some along there, but half of them is yard-long green beans and half of them is Thai red long green beans, so I can't remember which is which. I have zinnias. They're alternate from purple, white, so this is gonna look really good soon. There's a male hardy kiwi. The female over there died. I've got to replace it. And there is my Mexican salvia. It's purple blooms all over it. The plant will grow another 1.5 feet tall. I also have morning glories that I let grow up here and cover this trellis as well with the veggies. My female Isaiah, I think it's called, hardy hibiscus, one of the female plants. Then I have 4 plants of achucha. It's a Bolivian cucumber. When they're small, they taste like cucumbers. When they get a little bit older, the fruit hollows out and they supposedly taste like bell peppers, and people stuff them like bell peppers. So this is a trial, first year for it. I have zinnias popping up. I let them, if they pop up somewhere, they want to be there, I let them. And then this is Zabrina, and it's about pooped out for the year. It's a relative hollyhock. This is, I forget its name. Oh my gosh, yacon. It's a Mexican plant, or Andes. It's from the Andes, and it grows a tuber under the ground about the size of a sweet potato, and it's good for people with insulin problems, diabetics. So I thought I'd give it a shot. That's my first year for it. Lemon balm, my little bitty tiny tomato plant. You want to see how little itty bitty it is? See, this is how little itty bitty it is, and it's given me probably 30 tomatoes already off of it. In fact, I think that's its name, Little Bitty or something like that. There's a Dr. Something tomato that was given, and it's only growing like 2 inches since the person gave it to me a month and a half ago. I have a guava tree on the end. I have willow starts to sale. There's a dogwood right here. I have my spices, thyme and oregano in those little back trays. I just harvested the garlic out of it. I have mulberry tree starts, another willow start. I have black hollyhock starts that I'm going to sell. I have dill and poppies. The poppies I don't think are going to do a dang thing. And the dill's having a rough time in there too. There's more black hollyhocks. I had gazillions of people that wanted starts of it. And I got a start of a hibiscus there. I have more of that achucha. And then my tomatoes, they go way back there. There's 2 different types of brandywine, 6 beefsteak, and 2 of cherry tomato that I absolutely love. And I can't find the tag for it. This is my bait alpha cucumbers. And they only produce female flowers. They don't need a pollinator. And I've already harvested 7 of them today. This is my year to make pickles, so we'll see how it goes. And like I had more zinnias pop up in there. On both ends of this trellis, I have self-serving size spaghetti squash. They're both doing really well. And in the middle of this trellis, that's going to take over soon, are more yard-long green beans. On the other side is more of the Bait Alpha cucumbers. And Morning Glories decided they want to grow here. I have a dahlia. My first one is starting to poop out. I have 2 plants that are supposed to get like 6 feet tall. I have my fig tree, the purple figs. And then we'll sneak back here. And there's a better shot of my tomatoes. I have purple lady bok choy. I have another winter squash growing here. I've got leeks down there. I've got parsley. And I just planted 2 candy roaster squashes right here. I've got a carrot that I missed apparently. I have honeydew growing here and here. And these are my peppers. I think there were 42 plants between these, and then I've got 2 somewhere over there. All different kinds of peppers. Hot, mild, you name it, they're probably in there. And then my purple bell peppers. They're developing first. And then I've got 2 rhubarb plants, and in it are, this one is thyme and dill. More candy roaster squash. My Egyptian walking onions. I planted cilantro not to eat this year, but to spread the seeds around my garden so they'll be popping up everywhere this fall. There's my other rhubarb. I also have 12 okra plants called Heavy Hitter. They're in here, and they're supposed to produce up to 250 okras per plant, so we'll see. There is my Carolina Cross watermelons. They are supposed to get up to 200 pounds. My baby butternut squash are going to be climbing up strings. There's 2 of them, 1, 2. I have a sweet cherry 100. My yellow pear. Right here behind this limb is a Lipton tea plant from the Lipton company. And there's another one right over there. They're actually camellia. There is spearmint. I just give it a big haircut. More of the Egyptian walking onions, and I have chives right there. My apple tree that I'm training to be, I'm gonna totally butcher this word, epicular or something like that. I have mouse melons right there that are going to be growing up this trellis that I'm going to try to make pickles out of. More dill plants, the big black eggplants, apple mint, and then this is my elderberries. It looks like I'm going to get tons of them this year. I have a walking stick kale. I have another 2 types of some other eggplant. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at the end of this one is another eggplant called Chinese string eggplant. They're supposed to be super thin, so we'll see how they go. This is my white zucchini, but apparently it crossed with my yellow crookneck last year, because this year I have white crooknecks. So at least this plant, there's 4 plants right here, so that one's a white crookneck, so we'll see what the others develop into. I have yellow acorn squash there and there. I have a basil here, a basil here. There's another type of winter squash, and if you look over here, right there, and a little start of it. Somewhere right in here is another little start of it. That's a wax melon. They taste like a cucumber. They're the size of a watermelon. They get up to 70 pounds. It's winter hardy, so it lasts all winter. And you can juice it as part of a juicing routine. These 2 are not a Pinot. There's a potato plant. I have a horrible gopher story. He started over there by my leeks. Took 2 of them. Took one of my spots of honeydews. He took all but 1 plant. He came around here, then he came right across here, then he went over here, and then he split off and went over and got that potato plant that you see right there. So I harvested potatoes and what was left and moved it. So I'm collapsing this tunnels as I go. Then he came across here, went around this barrel, came over here, then he's going over there, then he's going under the fence to the neighbor's yard. But he also had a tunnel that was running this way again that I followed, and it dead-ended right there. And that's where I had another plant disappear. So I think a horseradish, and I have milkweed. Milkweed brings in monarchs, the dill brings in swallowtails. So far I've had none of each. Then I'll show you my mature trees. I got a giant white peach tree here. I have a mulberry tree that I planted last year as a little twig. It grew, and I cut about, I don't know, 6-8 feet off of it. And it grew back again by the end of summer, and it just covered with mulberries. I got like a gallon bag of them, and there's still more coming, and it's ever bearing, so it's starting to bloom fruit again, or bloom again. Then my donut peaches, the tree collapsed from so much weight, so I had to chop the top off and thin it out and then tie the branches together. They are just about ready, and this tree's covered still. I pulled off probably 4 for every one that's on the tree. So, okay, over here I've got Jerusalem artichokes, then I've got asparagus plants all along the fence and all along the side of the house. I have a pomegranate tree that I planted. Oh yeah, and there's one down there too. This is its 2nd year. Last year was its first, and it produced 7 of them. Here's a lime tree. And then I've got above ground yams growing along the edge. And I've got banana squash growing along this edge. And I've got my cat chasing the gopher. Good job, Missy. Okay, this is banana squash. Then we move over, and I've got a persimmon tree right here. Oh, sorry, miss. And I've got my cherry tree, and that's its 1st year. And you see, we still got asparaguses. We come over here, and we got my plum tree. They just came in and harvested the top of this tree here that was keeping it in shade, and they're supposed to be back to take the rest of it down, so then I can train this tree to be in full sun, because it's looking really weird. Wormwood, it's probably 10 feet tall. I have real mint right there. More morning glories wanting to pop up. I have a gazillion pomegranate starts that I made. Both types of pomegranate I have. I did it in spring, and they're extremely healthy looking starts, but they don't have any roots yet. And then this is my Concord grapes. I'm going to build a trellis for it in this area that I'm walking in, going up, that will look just like that one. That one I just built also. It's 10 feet high. That plant is missing half of its growth. I had to cut off to make it be able to fit and climb normally and not be crowded. And again, my Concord grapes, tons of them. Okay. Then we come over here, and I got to get stuff out of the way. I'm going to start growing mushrooms under here and getting all the stuff, everything's prepped for it. And these are actually red grapes. I had like 7 clusters about that size right there last year. That's all I got, and they were ready like in November. But they look like they're going to do good this year. This is another nursery area. Mexican umbrella tree, hardy orchids. I have elderberries. I have black locust tree. I have 2 more red grapes. I have 2 eastern pines. And then I have a Meyer lemon I'm training right here. to go up. I'm not going to get any lemons this year. I pruned it too late last year. And then I have 4 different types of blackberries, and they're growing along here. And I'm keeping them, as I pick them, in Ziploc baggies separate from each other so I can do a taste test to see which one I like the best. This one flat out produces thousands of them, but look how puny they can be. So I was disappointed with that one. So far, 2 of the blackberries are producing. The one on the end and number 5 right here. And I do not remember their names. And then last but not least, in this little corner, we got Malabar spinach and more candy roaster squashes. Oh, I forgot. Way back there by my mint plant, there's also a patch of Malabar spinach. And there's also real mint growing underneath that grape plant. And right behind that locust, there's chocolate mint. And then we're back at the front again. That's it.